Most people believe that some places are simply impossible to rob. Highly secured, heavily guarded, untouchable. And for decades, the Louvre Museum in Paris was considered one of those places. But on a quiet October morning, in broad daylight, right in front of tourists, the unthinkable happened. The Louvre was robbed. It was October 19, 2025. Like every other day, the Louvre opened its doors to the public early in the morning. Security guards were at their posts. Tourists from all over the world were slowly filling the museum halls. Nothing felt out of place. By 8:30 a.m., the museum had already been open for 30 minutes. And that's when something unusual happened on the side of the museum facing the River Seine. The suspicious truck. A large truck pulled up next to the museum wall. At first glance, it looked ordinary, the kind of truck used to lift furniture or construction equipment to higher floors. But this truck wasn't there to deliver anything. It was there to steal. 4 individuals stepped out. They were wearing yellow and orange safety vests, just like construction workers. Their faces were covered, and they moved with confidence, like people who knew exactly what they were doing. The break-in. 2 of the men activated the truck's mechanical lift, slowly rising toward a first-floor balcony. This balcony led directly to one of the most magnificent sections of the Louvre, the Gallery of Apollo, a room that once displayed the royal treasures of France. But there was a problem. A thick, reinforced glass wall stood between them and the gallery. So they pulled out an industrial-grade disc cutter. Within seconds, they cut a hole through the glass, and just like that, they were inside. Chaos inside the museum. The moment the glass was breached, the museum's security alarm went off. Guards inside the gallery spotted the intruders, but the thieves didn't panic. They threatened the guards with power tools and continued their operation. Following protocol, the guards immediately began evacuating tourists. Panic spread. One eyewitness later described the scene as absolute terror and confusion. No one understood what was happening. While police were being alerted and visitors rushed outside, the 2 thieves calmly smashed the display cases. They grabbed 9 priceless royal artifacts, and then, just as smoothly as they entered, they exited through the same hole in the glass. Outside, their partners were waiting on scooters. The thieves descended the lift, jumped on the scooters, and vanished. From start to finish, the entire operation took just 8 minutes. The thieves were inside the Louvre for less than 4 minutes. As they escaped, the group attempted to set the truck on fire, hoping to destroy fingerprints and DNA, but a brave museum staff member intervened and stopped them. The thieves fled along the riverbank, reached Paris's Ring Road, and disappeared onto the A6 motorway. What was stolen? The robbery sent shockwaves through France, not just because of the money, but because of what was taken. According to France's Minister of Culture, 8 priceless artifacts were stolen. Originally, it was 9, but one item fell during the escape. That item was a 170-year-old crown belonging to Empress Eugenie, wife of Napoleon III. Created in 1855, the crown was damaged while being forced through the glass opening. It fell onto the street, leaving deep scratches. Museum officials later said it could possibly be repaired, but the other 8 items were gone. The priceless treasures. Among the stolen artifacts, a tiara and brooch belonging to Empress Eugenie, an emerald necklace and earrings of Empress Marie-Louise, wife of Napoleon Bonaparte, sapphire jewelry sets belonging to Queen Marie Amelia and Queen Hortense, a rare and historic piece known as the Rallicoeur brooch. These weren't just jewels, they were symbols of French royal history. The value. The raw materials alone, Gold, diamonds, emeralds, and sapphires were estimated at $102 million. But historians agree even $1 billion would not be enough to replace them. They were priceless.
A strange detail. Here's the most shocking part. The thieves ignored some of the most valuable items in the gallery, including the famous Regent diamond, worth over $60 million by itself. They didn't touch it. This led investigators to believe this was a custom-ordered theft. The thieves knew exactly what they wanted. Security failures exposed. As the investigation unfolded, disturbing truths came to light. French media revealed that 1 out of every 3 rooms in that section had no CCTV cameras. Exterior cameras did not fully cover the balcony. A localized alarm on the balcony had been broken for days. Only the general alarm worked. Had the local alarm been functional, security would have been alerted immediately. Aftermath. The museum director accepted responsibility and offered his resignation, but it was refused. The Louvre was closed until October 22, and the Gallery of Apollo remains closed. History repeats itself. This wasn't the Louvre's first theft. 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen by a museum employee. 1976, King Charles X's sword was stolen and never recovered. 1998, a painting was removed from its frame in daylight broke. And now, nearly 27 years later, history repeated itself. Investigation update. Over 60 investigators, some reports say over 100, are working the case. Police collected nearly 150 DNA samples from helmets, gloves, and the truck. On October 25, 2025, 2 suspects were arrested. One of them already had a history of gold theft. Authorities believe more arrests are coming. But so far, they have not confirmed whether the stolen items have been recovered. Outro. This wasn't just a robbery. It was a reminder. Even the most secure places in the world can fall if the right weaknesses are ignored.